copper coil gave me pelvic inflammatory disease, and I'm going to tell you my experience. So hopefully if you're going to get the copper coil or any coil, you can watch this and make a educated decision. I didn't know much information about the coil before. All I knew is that the coil that I'd opted for was going to be a non-hormonal coil, and it was going to help my periods. So knowing that information, I went to go get it fitted at my local doctor's GP, and they couldn't fit it due to my cervix not expanding, and the actual dilation of my cervix wasn't happening in the GP practice. And she actually said she doesn't want to force it in. There's a lawnmower going on. And she said she didn't want to actually force it in because it could cause damage. So I had another appointment booked at the hospital for a couple of weeks, and I had it fitted via ultrasound. Now, because my cervix wasn't dilating, I had to get a injection in me to numb the area, which I'm very grateful for, and I understand a lot of women do not get that. Which, in this day and age, NHS, why aren't you doing that? Get a grip, do you know what I mean? Like, why aren't we giving women correct healthcare and correct treatment? Baffles me, but that's not the point of this video. Well, it kind of is. So when I actually got it inserted, it was like a really big cramp, and I was like, ow, like that hurt. But because I'd had that general anaesthetic in me that no one else had, no other women anyway that I'd watched, like I thought, oh my god, that's the worst over, I'm done. So I get up and I get out of the room and I'm like, okay, let's just get sorted, I'm fine. And then as soon as I walk through my front door, the worst cramps I've ever experienced in my entire life, like the worst pain I've ever experienced in my entire life, like a solid 10,000 out of 10. I strip off completely. I am literally butt naked in the shower with water trickling on my back, cold water, and that's the only thing that's helping me with the pain that I'm experiencing. I call 111 because the string is hanging out of me. About this much string was coming out of me, which is obviously I thought wasn't supposed to happen. So I go back to the hospital, and basically when I got into my appointment, they were trying to convince me to keep it in because the lady says, I've just inserted that, you haven't given it enough time. I knew my body, I knew it wanted it out because I could feel it in me. I could feel a foreign object in my lower belly and needed it out. But she basically gave me ibuprofen and told me, like, come back if it gets worse. Skip forward a year later, I'm like, I need this out. I was getting cramps all the time. It didn't settle down. My periods were far, far worse. I was getting cramps all the time. I was having pain during sex. It was just the worst time. So I go to a specialist in Belfast this time. Luckily, my boyfriend had a connection with a gynaecologist up in Belfast who was a specialist. And she diagnosed me with pelvic inflammatory disease from the copper coil.